We want to start it, man. We want to start Sting.
Yeah, let's talk about Sting. Let's talk about Sting, man.
I said it, man. Sting, he's having a hell of a swan song. I must say that. It
really is.
Literally, because he jumped off something last night. Swan song, you know what I mean? And I thought he was going to kill himself.
Man.
The thing is, when I was watching it, he was, they were fighting in the stands. And then,
yes.
Boom, he just hit whoever he was working. Who were they working?
They were working Big Bill.
Yeah, Big Bill
and Homeboy. Ricky Starks.
Oh, yeah, Ricky Starks. I don't know why. I mean, I know they're tag team champs, right? But I didn't, I don't keep up with a whole lot of AEW, I must say. But I knew this match was going down, so I said I must see Sting go for the tag team championships. I remember when Darby Allen had, posed, Sting and him going for the tag team championships. I thought that was pretty cool. But when I was watching, I think Sting nailed Ricky Starks being, and then Ricky Starks went down. And Sting just kept walking up, and I go, "Oh, something's finna happen," and he just disappeared. And then he reappeared on the ledge there, and I go, "Oh, Sting's finna do it. He's gonna do it." Man, I don't know, man. I got to give him credit. I got to give him a lot of credit for going out the way he's going out after the doctor said he'll never do this again. I don't know how Sting's gonna be feeling after this run is over with, as far as, but definitely, I must say. This is like a high power thing, you know what I mean? God has definitely been on his side in this last run. God has really been on his side. You know what I mean? Yeah. They always talk about the power of prayer, man, and I must say, in this situation right here, that's the only thing I can attribute it to. It's the only thing that I could attribute it to. Sting's last run is God is literally on his side and guiding him through this thing. That's it. And I'm not just saying that for any other reason that it's no reason a guy that's 63 years old, 64 years old should possibly be jumping off something like that and then standing back up and not have just done it one time. He's done it several times, going through the tables. God has been with Sting throughout this whole run.
Yeah, and you know what? I agree with you on that. And God bless him. I was watching, so I had a feeling going into Revolution, which is, I believe, next weekend or coming up in a couple weeks, that Sting was going to be, the tag champs. I saw they're doing this match. It made sense, let him have the title run to finish off his career. And so I was like, let me watch the show live. I wanted to watch it live. And so I'm watching it, and they do the spot that you're talking about. And Sting goes up to the top and does the dive off the whatever that entry kind of way is in the arena. The ledge.
Yeah.
And he does the dive onto Big Bill and Ricky Starks, but Bill takes the brunt of it, right? And Starks is there a little bit, and it looked like Sting hit his hip on the.
Oh, well, I'm gonna tell you right now. No, I'm gonna tell you right now. It was gnarly, bro. It was
okay. So I thought it looked rough.
That's why I say this for him to take that and get up.
Yeah.
I was like, man, because one thing about gravity, it pulls that way just naturally. But as you get older, it pulls a lot harder. It really does. It's just like, just say, for instance, when you see one of these young guys do that same jump off that ledge, they're gonna get some air. When you're older, you just want to just
want to land.
Yeah, you just want to get off it. You know what I mean? And then let gravity do the rest.
Right.
You don't want to try to add anything to it. And I tell you, for me as a wrestler, when I got older, like 45, the landings from that drop kick off the top rope was a whole lot stiffer than it was at 35 and 25. And I was like, man, let me throw this move out, because I just knew it hurt me when I did it. You know what I mean? So for me, when I see Sting at his age still going out there and doing stuff like that, I give him a lot of credit for going out there and finishing this thing the way he's doing it. His legacy going to be well intact after he finished this thing. No matter what, Sting's legacy is going to be one of those guys that, man, he did it his way. He did everything.
It was a little solemn to watch last night because I realized, oh man, this is Sting's last title he's going to win, right? I mean, theoretically, I don't think they're going to put him in another title match. I don't think he's going to go up against Samoa Joe before the pay-per-view and win the title, right? So this is the last championship he's going to win. And Shivani was there on the call. And you know what? I got to give Shivani so much props, man. He makes moments feel bigger. And Sting's sons were there on the side. Did you see his kids?
Big
One
kid.
of them looks identical to Sting, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah.
identical.
Yeah.
Like if he has the blonde, if he dyes his hair blonde, I mean, he is Sting from '89.
Well, that's what you just hit it right on the head right there. A lot of people don't really realize how extraordinary this Sting's run really is, man. This guy's been doing this since the 80s.
Yes.
No, I'm serious.
Yeah.
I mean, like when rap, was really at its peak of really getting kicked off and whatnot. Just think about the the generation gap over the generation gap this guy's gone through. So these young kids watching him right now, I mean, just think about how long Sting has really been in the game doing this at this level.
And here's the crazy thing. The year Sting made his debut, the #1 movie of the year was Back to the Future, right? And that movie came out almost 40 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like,
that's just my point right there. When you put it together like that, you go, wow, man, this guy's really been wrestling his whole life. He's been doing this more than more than half of his life, and it's crazy to see how the guy can still walk and move around and still. I'm serious. It's really incredible because I was at I went to a show one time, and me and Charmel, we was in the car, we were driving up, and we were about 200-300 feet from the hotel entrance, and I saw one of the guys getting out of the car, and I go, man, you could tell that's one of the boys because he was bent over, he could barely walk, and he hadn't been wrestling or anything, just wear and tear on the body. And I see Sting still doing this at this level after the doctor told him, he would never be able to do this again. It's really remarkable. I give him a lot of credit because I don't know. I don't know if I would have, said, let me push it to the, let me see if I can push it, no matter what the doctor told me. I know one doctor's going to tell you one thing, and you can go to another doctor, and he's going to give you a total different opinion. But that's something that you got to weigh on yourself and say, man, do I really want to, push myself and try this? And if it turned out to be the wrong decision. You know what I mean? But for Sting, it seemed like it's turned out to be the right decision. I got to give him a lot of credit for that.
It's funny you say that because I remember, I think it was the interview I was watching with Tom Cruise, and he was talking about, he does all these big stunts for the Mission Impossible movies, and he wanted to do something where he jumps from one building to the next building, right? And he goes, and so I was talking with the safety coordinator, and he told me that, it couldn't be done and that I shouldn't do it. It's too risky. So, then I got another safety coordinator who told him he could do it. He's pretty much fired the guy who told me he couldn't do it. And I found somebody who said it was all right, and that's what you're saying with the doctors. And you know what? I also got to get Sting this. Like the dive, like we sometimes joke about it, like, oh, Sting's got to jump off something. But the dives become one of his like new signature moves in his 60s. Like I actually wanted to, I say that half joking because I went to go find the dive from last night because I wanted to show it on the show just now. And I couldn't find it. But when you type in Sting dive, there's a compilation video that's 1 minute and 47 seconds of all Sting's dives in AEW.
Wow.
Right?
Wait a minute.
I didn't realize he had that many, but like it's become part of his.
For him to have 1 minute and 40 seconds.
It's like 47, minute 46.
Wow. That's crazy.
Dude, it's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild that Sting had that many dives. And you know what? I was like looking at it just now a little bit just to kind of see how they were faring out. And Sting's, he's been doing it, man. I mean, Sting's doing it, and he's doing it at a high level. I mean, look at that. Bam. Boom. He got some air on that one, too. It's the Stinger. And he's 4 years old.
Yeah, look at this crazy, right?
Bam. Look at that.
Yeah, man. More power to Sting, man. How you gonna tell a man? How you gonna tell him?
Bam! Look at that one.
Oh my God! How you gonna tell a man he can't do it no more? So for me, this run has been a hell of a run for Sting, and I say congratulations to everything that he's done in the business. I got a chance to work with Sting a lot in my early career in WCW. Got so many singles matches with Sting and I. Sting and I, we tagged together and wrestled against the Road Warriors.
Wow.
pay-per-view, So I was like, how the hell did I end up in this spot? It's one of those things. I had the Stinger paint on and the gloves and everything. So guys, stick around, I've been there, man. We'll be back in a minute. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Talking about Sting coming up on the retirement of Sting after almost 40 years, right? You said almost 40 years of career,
almost
man.
40 years.
And like I say, big ups to Sting. Congratulations. What's next? What's next for Sting?
Yeah, man. They're gonna. It looks like it's gonna be Sting and Darby versus the Young Bucks at Revolution for the titles. That's what it's looking like. And they did the beatdown angle after the show or after the match went off. And you know what? Also, shout out to Darby. I think Sting would probably tell you himself he couldn't have done this run without Darby Allen. And and Darby's really been there, putting in the work right along Sting and helped give him this second career in a lot of ways.
Nah, man, I give that kid Darby Allen a lot of credit as well, because he could have been like a real sour, puss about Sting coming in and taking his shine away from him. Now Sting's the masked guy, but for him to fall in line and say, man, Sting's a legend. And Sting's a true legend to this game. And for me to be able to soak up a little bit of that knowledge, is one thing, but to be able to be partners with him, man, can you imagine? Man, that I can only imagine how that kid really, really felt, because it seemed like he bought in from day one. And that right there was really the key to, like you say, Sting really having this last run and doing this last run properly. Because a lot of the weight, a lot of the lifting did go to the kid, but Sting did his part as well. And together they definitely created a, I don't know, this two different forces coming from two different planets, like type things. One from two totally different eras.
Yeah,
that right there, it's like you and I. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? On two totally different planets, but we seem to have come together and the stars lined up for us to actually be able to do this. And that's what those guys seem like they pulled off. And I'm sure Darby Allen's going to look back on this as being one of the highlights of his career.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. There's no way that you can. And